Toy Story 3 is fucking... That's a 10 out of 10 movie right there.
It is.
Toy Story 3 was like honestly one
The
of
perfect
like,
ending.
Yes. And then
And now they're
made a
making a
fourth.
Toy Story 5.
The fourth one felt like a little animated short.
Yeah,
But, like stretched out the 2 hours.
Like it feels like a mini series or something.
It's so odd, like watching it after you see the other three.
Because the thing
It
is
doesn't
like,
even like thematically fit in with the other three movies
Because
at all.
I feel like if they're doing like an arc thing, the first arc of Toy Story was like coming to terms with like the fact that they aren't real people and they can be replaced, and that it's not the child that matters, it's the children that matters. That was like the overall message. That children matter, that you're here to help children.
Well, in Toy Story,
not just one child.
Toy Story 4 is about learning that you can move past that and you can be your own person and stuff.
But then
too,
they also
which I
added this
respect.
concept like anything can become a toy.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Can
actually, I
cum
like that.
sock become a toy if you play with it enough?
I think it's
That's
actually
crazy to
I
me.
think it's
Will
actually
your
cute.
sock come to life if you fuck it enough?
Yes, like you come like a cum sock if you love it and like start playing with a toy.
Woody,
There's a
help
game-
I'm John.
I'm Alphonso.
I'm Darren.
And welcome to the Scat Cast. We don't know either. You know what I really know that I hate? Really fucking hate?
What?
Remakes.
Just in
I,
general?
You hate all remakes.
I don't hate all. Like I'll say there's been a like for every. I'll say there's more shitty remakes than there are good remakes. A good remake I can probably stand behind is the Aladdin one. That's like the only one I've seen in recent history.
That's kind of a crazy
You like
first
that one?
example to
That
pop
is
up in
like
your
the
mind.
only one that
I
I've seen that's
agree.
been remade that I've genuinely liked. And the reason I liked it is because while it was the same movie, Will Smith did enough to where it wasn't like I was just watching a Robin Williams impersonator.
The worst parts of that movie are when Will Smith doesn't get to act like Will Smith and he has to act like Robin Williams.
Yeah, because even like, because they changed the Lion King, they really didn't change anything. They just kind of made it worse objectively. Dumbo flopped.
I forgot they made a Dumbo.
They made
that
a
was the one
Dumbo.
that kickstarted it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dumbo flopped. I think there was a fucking Pinocchio flopped.
Lady and the Tramp,
Lady
fucking
and-
Peter Pan.
They remade Lady and the Tramp?
Yeah.
Oh, just keep going on the list. It's just like fucking fly. Exactly. I didn't even
Yeah.
hear half these bitches, but like
Exactly.
that's something like remakes.
Wait, Lady and the Tramp got a remake?
That was like the first Disney
They
Plus
remade
original
Tarzan
thing.
as well.
Well, that wasn't Disney.
I thought Disney.
Which one?
That was like Warner Brothers.
Did Disney not remake Tarzan?
No.
Am I tripping? Either way.
Well, there were Tarzan live action Tarzan movies before
Yeah.
the whole Disney
Oh.
thing.
Same thing with like Hercules and stuff. Like there's other Hercules movies that aren't the Disney one. and
I would
stuff,
actually
so-
want a Hercules remake.
Well, they're
Live
making
action.
one.
Oh, good. Okay.
They said it's a Hades story for the TikTok generation.
That's sick. Oh my god.
I hated every last.
I was gonna say, what part of that is sick? What the fuck does
Because I
that
like
mean?
Hades. I want to see more Hades.
But you want one that's
The
targeted at the
Tic-Tac
TikTok.
or
I don't even know what the
TikTok.
fuck that means.
Well, no, because the Disney Hercules movie made fun of like sports sponsorships and like athleticism, like modern day athleticism, where they're like
So you think Hercules in this one should be kind of like an influencer?
Like a soy boy. Oh,
Well, that's how he kind of was in the original one.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
he
you're
sold
not
like
wrong.
merchandise,
Yeah.
and that's how he thought he was
Awesome.
heroic. And his dad is like, "Oh no, selling merchandise and being a big shot isn't heroic. Heroic comes from the heart, comes
Yeah.
from something you care about." So I mean, like they've already kind of been like went in that direction before. They're just kind of doubling down on it, and I could see it working out.
maybe.
It's just kind of weird to have it in the. I don't know. I think you're right.
Even-
I could work. I'm
even
not gonna
right
hate
now.
it.
We're looking at Lilo and Stitch coming out soon, and How to Train Your Dragon, and like How to Train Your Dragon looks nice, but
It's just a 1-to-1 remake.
It
though.
looks like a 1-to-1 remake, so like I don't really see like if what are they gonna change besides like the smallest details ever.
DreamWorks is. I don't know. Like they have plenty of movies they can remake. It's so odd
Why
to
don't
me.
they just make new movies? They were known for making movies.
Yeah, but I know they've had
10
issues
years ago, they were
recently.
just cranking out juicers and just fucking bangers.
So was Disney.
Yeah, 10 years ago, just a decade ago, they were on a roll, but now they're just, we just go back.
Well,
20,
they
30.
want the easiest, like most
They want
safe
cash
way to make
generation.
money.
I
Yeah.
don't even think Disney was on a roll 10 years ago.
I think DreamWorks was.
Yeah, DreamWorks was, 100%,
Wholeheartedly, DreamWorks
but,
was on a fucking
Like
roll 10
Disney
years ago.
hasn't made like the last like good original Disney movie that I think like unanimously people enjoyed was Moana.
Yes, because that's why they made a second one.
But
Turns
every-
out,
I think everyone liked Encanto too.
Oh yeah, Encanto was good too.
Moana
Is
was
that-
bigger than Encanto, though.
Yeah, I mean it was
think
for
of,
sure.
Think of like all of
I mean,
our
it-
favorite.
That's because of COVID.
Think of like all of our favorite Disney movies from our childhood. They're all Pixar films.
Yeah.
Is Wall-E Pixar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy
They're all
shit.
Pixar films.
Wall-E, Cars, Monsters, Inc., fucking
Toy Story.
Buzz Life, Toy Story. Pixar's really good.
You go to Disney World, Disneyland. Most of the mascots are from Pixar movies too.
It's because they're better.
But then
I mean-
Pixar's been falling off recently. I think they just can't. The Pixar made Wild Robot, right?
No. That was DreamWorks.
And that was good. I mean, they fell off.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm saying that was the good chance. I'm talking like I think like it was like the Good Dinosaur was Pixar.
Yeah.
The Luca Mermaid Boy also flopped.
Was that Disney or Pixar?
That was Disney.
That was
no,
just-
that was Pixar. That was
Okay.
Pixar.
That was Pixar. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
They
made
made a-
specifically for Disney Plus or whatever.
I think
though.
wait, Pixar did Inside Out, right? They
Yeah,
did
yes.
good with that because they did good with that. But yeah.
I don't know. I mean, just because it made money doesn't mean it's like that.
That
good or
is
whatever.
the best animated movie of all time. You kind of
It's
like,
not that good.
What?
Yeah, no.
It is the best animated movie of all time.
It's the
Okay.
highest grossing.
Yes.
It's not that good. It does not deserve to be the
It's
highest
a teen
grossing.
girl movie. You're not a teen girl, John.
I'm a grown ass man.
You're not the demographic. Big
I'm
dog.
a grown ass man. I don't know.
This little girl movie does not appeal to
my
me.
girlfriend didn't fuck with it that much either. Okay,
She's a grown woman.
You can argue Toy Story is not made for our demographic.
None
Toy
of them
Story
are.
had
They're all
enough.
for kids.
Yeah.
Listen, Toy Story had enough adult.
I think the
centered
one
things.
Pixar movie made for like an older demographic, like just objectively, was Ratatouille.
Yeah,
like
following
all
your
that
dreams,
shit
being a
goes
reject.
over your head.
Yeah.
I was
as a
gonna say
kid.
Wall-E.
Wall-E
No,
was more.
Wall-E has like
environment-
cute little robots.
It was environmentally
You know.
conscious. It was more adult themed. Like you have to be environmentally conscious. Kids aren't thinking about like littering and shit.
That's why people love classic Pixar movies, is because they appeal to both kids and adults. And Wall-E's like a prime example
yeah,
of that.
Cars
where
is
it's got
another
like, you know,
example of
cute
like-
robots falling in love and fighting each other, and then there's like, you know, the underlying message of
Save your
global
planet,
warming,
stop
save your
polluting.
planet,
Yeah.
but also love, like, you know,
yeah,
like what is
love
like
can keep a planet going.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Like that's what the adults would get.
All the
same
best
thing in-
kids movies appeal to both. Like it doesn't matter what it is. All the best kids
Because
movies
even
appeal to
when you
both.
bring up Ratatouille, Cars is another example of like feeling like you've like lost your touch. You're not
I
as
thought
good as
Cars and Ratatouille were so fucking boring as a kid, but I went back and rewatched them like a couple months, like half a year ago. Incredible.
Yeah,
Like,
Cars
incredible.
is honestly one of the an underrated sleeper
I was
pick.
gonna say the same
It's
thing.
really underrated. Like, people
I think
shit on it, but like
Cars 1 specifically.
Is super underrated.
2, I haven't seen 3. 2 is Cars 1 specifically is one of the most underrated like animated
I saw
movies
Cars
ever.
3 when it first came out in theaters. That would have been when we were still in high school. It was a snooze fest for me.
Yeah, I
that's
didn't
when
hear
he
anything
gets
good
like
about
he just
it.
does like he gets a new apprentice. But
It wasn't
like,
bad, but it wasn't good, which isn't good for a kid.
It was like Kung
Pixar
Fu
movie,
Panda
so it's bad.
3 or 4 when they just get a new guy and that new person replaces him. It's like
That was
oh,
Kung
you're
Fu Panda 4.
It was, yeah, you're
It
the
was,
new special.
that was like not
Well
good, but it was
executed.
entertaining.
Okay.
I don't think Cars 3 was entertaining.
I know we were talking about remakes and stuff before. Did you know that originally Kung Fu Panda 4 was supposed to be live action?
Ew.
Not a remake, just the
That
fourth
sounds
movie in the
so
series was supposed
fucking
to be live action.
gross.
I don't even know what the fuck that would look
Jack
like.
Black and just like black and white makeup. What's up, dudes?
Yeah.
Skadoosh.
Well, they probably just like CG all the animals.
I mean, there's no there
There's
was
no people in the movie.
there were
though.
supposed to be people in it.
What?
Yeah, they're supposed to add people
That
in
is
it too.
absolutely the dumbest movie. Whoever did that needs to be fucking taken out to the pasture in Fortnite.
Okay, if I know we're
IRL.
so we've been talking about the remakes and stuff. So if you had to pick one thing, like Disney, DreamWorks, doesn't matter what it is, to get remade, what would you want it to be?
Wall-E could get me remade, and I think you could do a lot with that.
Wall-E's my... shit.
You could remake
Ratatouille is my Pixar pick.
for remaking
Ratatouille is
live
my
action
Pixar pick.
remake.
Yes.
Live
you
action
think it
remake.
would benefit from a live action remake?
Yes.
I can almost see that because like there's
'Cause
a
most of the
big human
characters are
element.
human.
Yeah, there's a big human element. So
Most
like,
of the characters are human.
so it would be
Okay.
almost like have you ever seen Mousetrap or heard of Mousetrap?
No.
So basically, there's like this rat that gets inside another restaurant like Ratatouille, but like it's just a little CGI rat causing mayhem. He's not doing anything productive. It would be like the same idea of like humans in a restaurant environment, and then like Remy's like actually just fucking like pulling this nigga's hair, whipping shit up in the kitchen. But like, what would they change to make it better? Because because right now we're not complaining. We brought up that How to Train Your Dragon is a shot-for-shot remake.
Yeah, an ideal remake
that's
has to put
not-
a new spin on it.
Has
Is
to
that
put
what
a new
you're
spin.
saying?
So what's your new spin on Ratatouille that you would want to see if you had a chance to like say we're making this movie, let's make it this way so that we're expanding.
More insight into
Yeah.
the redhead's life.
The dude-
Because everything is from the rat's perspective in that movie.
Yeah.
You don't really get why the redhead
He's
has a
Gustavo's
passion.
nephew.
Linguini.
Linguini.
He didn't know though. I don't think
Yeah,
he knew.
yeah. He didn't
That,
find out till
that
later.
was a reveal
Yeah.
near the like second half of the movie, and that like the rights of the restaurant were his.
Yeah.
So that's where like that came into play. But like besides that, you don't really know why he has a passion for cooking. Even like he sucks at it. Like why is he in the kitchen? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it. Okay.
Did you have one?
For me, Wall-E, what you could do to make Wall-E, like, I would lean so hard into the pre-Earth prelude of Wall-E because right now they
Have
started
you read the
when
comics?
I didn't know it was Wall-E comics.
Yeah, neither.
I would do like the first like the same way they did in Up where they gave you like a preamble to like your relationship. I would give you like 10, 15 minutes of just like watching like the world. What's that like thing that shows them in car? That same company, U Corp or something.
By and Large?
By and Large.
Yeah.
I would really show By and Large like actually setting up like this pantheon of like expansion. You would start seeing like this trash and like a stop motion thing, like time lapse, like pile up.
Yeah.
And then I would show you the creation of the first Wall-E robot where they're like, hey, this creature's designed to clean up after you, so go crazy. I want to hammer this idea of overproduction doesn't necessarily mean that like you're living a better life because they did overproduce and look what happened. They ran out of shit to put their
I would
shit.
also love for them to show how small actions can have big effects.
What was that was the big action though. By and large, polluted.
No, but I'm saying like people just literally willy-nilly.
Oh,
because this robot can clean up after you. People just double down on their bad habits.
Yeah.
I think that you can also use that to flesh out what life is like on the ship too.
They did a decent job. They showed that no one used the fucking ship. And no one
exactly.
Like, I think if anything, in the prelude, in the first 15 minutes, when they're like getting on the ship in the last 5 minutes, they should show you all like the features, like people on the basketball court, and then like maybe when we get to the ship and like in lore when Wally gets there, show that like they still have the same like propaganda, but like no, like the courts are empty. They're all like dilapidated.
They do that.
Yeah, they do that in the movie
They show
too.
propaganda still.
They show them like originally.
They show skinny people like exercising and everything on the billboards inside the Axiom, but everybody's fat.
I think they even have like clips of people using it when they first built it.
They're like, oh, use our tennis court, and it's like a picture of like healthy people playing tennis, and it's just like the people just like on their iPads like drinking out of their soda. With the paddles.
But like what I feel like would make warrant the Wall-E movie existing is that not only would I like give more of like an intro to like the Earth destruction, I would really want to add more to like the humanized robot dynamic. Like I really want to like the villain. It wasn't a good villain. Like he was scary because like obviously like this idea that this creature doesn't like this AI creature doesn't want you to go home. It just wants you to stay here and consume product. It's frightening in its own way. But I'd really want him to be like almost like, you know how like in I Have No Mouth But I Must Scream, the robot thinks it was doing something good by killing all of humanity. I wanted to believe or like have more of a justification for believing that no, you must be fat. You have to be sedimentary because if you don't, you're just gonna ruin yourselves anyway. Just keep consuming, keep reproducing.
I don't know if I would like that because I like the contrast between Wall-E and Hal?
Yeah, Hal.
No, yeah, his name is Hal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the contrast between Wall-E and Hal because Wall-E is a robot who feels and he acts on his own intuition and can think independently. Hal is not...
He's just a machine.
He's just a machine. He follows his code.
Okay.
It's very cold and calculating and unforgiving.
I think it works because it's basically like a representation of that like same corporate energy that caused the issue in the first place.
Yeah.
Just run by procedure. Don't like... What's the word? There's no nuance. It's strictly black and white. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But honestly, yeah, I think a Wall-E remake would be really cool. And then like...
I think they should make Wall-E transgender and fall in love with a person.
Yo!
When do we get into like
Hire me, Disney, hire
like
me.
what? I don't know, John. What about you?
I have a very controversial one that I think should be remade.
Okay, well, let's just say it. Just tell everyone what you're thinking.
I think Shrek.
I don't think that's controversial.
I think Shrek is the one that would benefit.
Live action
I think people would
Shrek?
fucking rave over a new Shrek movie, even if it was a live action remake.
I think a live action remake of Shrek would benefit the most from being a live action.
I just don't. I think it's better on like the animated medium. I don't see how like fucking.
But it can play on the satire.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what John was saying. That was his argument. It's the meta humor that they could like be more of like a boys. At least in modern day, they could be more of like a boys.
Well, I mean, Shrek has
fairy tale
always
show.
been a parody of Disney. That's always been what its purpose is.
Yes.
So if you use that to its advantage and make like a modern day Shrek movie that works with that, I think that would work very well. If you wanted to like play it up and everything. I mean, there's different ways to do it. I mean,
so I guess what would be your justification if it's just parody? Like you have to explain why this parody matters.
It's just a commentary on the industry.
yeah, I mean, more or less. I think it'll probably be one of the more important.
But like
remakes
my
and
argument is like
everything, too.
Wall-E and Blink and Ratatouille is more of like you're now using those people to tell more of an in-depth story. If you're just doing more parody, why can't you just also just keep it?
Well, that's what Shrek is, though.
Like maybe with Lord Farquaad, instead of just like, I don't know, like kicking these people out of their houses, like the fairy tale creatures and everything. Like maybe he's trying to like sanitize them and make them like clean for a corporate image or something.
I heard sanitize in
You
my
know what I
mind
mean?
went in some completely different direction.
Throwing them in fairy tale camps.
Yes, I was saying the great cleansing of fairy tale land.
Honestly,
that's what he did originally, though.
Honestly, yeah, like they could use that and play that up. Like, hey, like Disney's like trying to make everything clean and corporate and like family friendly.
They're
at all
getting rid of all the
times.
dark aspect. Like they're trying to get rid of the wolf. They're trying to get rid of the little like the dwarves because it's too if he starts getting rid of creatures that are controversial, that'd be funny as fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that would actually work really well.
Hey, Wolf, you can't dress up in that. It's women's clothing.
I think if you're either that or if you have to remake like a DreamWorks movie or something, I would do something like The Prince of Egypt.
I was gonna say Prince of Egypt.
Yeah.
That was my pick for DreamWorks.
I think like I know it's one of their older like 2D animated ones. They don't do that anymore, but I think that would be fucking sick if they just did something like that.
have
Have
y'all seen Prince of
I've
Egypt?
seen it.
I really
I've
want
watched
to.
like once
You
or
need to.
twice.
You know the ending where spoiler alert, it's based off the biblical story, but when
If you haven't read the Bible, pussy.
when he splits the Red Sea, that took 3 years to animate.
Holy
believe
shit!
that.
It took 3, and it looks like it.
Because
It's incredible.
The water, like
I thought it was only gonna be
detail.
like a 3 minute. No, it's like 10 minutes, and it's just them walking through. You see like fish and whales swimming like around the walls. Like, this is incredible.
That's fucking cool.
fucking
Yeah, because the water's
awesome.
perpetually like moving upwards and like kind of flowing, and you have to like they were drawing that shit frame by frame by. Oh my
God damn.
Yeah, 3 years. That sounds about right.
Is there anything you would not want anyone to touch with a 10-foot
Don't
pole?
want to touch?
Yeah, like you don't want them to remake at all.
They better leave fucking. Yeah, I don't think like we talked about Up, but they could just leave Up the way it is, and I would be fine.
I
Never
think
touch it
Up
again.
could benefit from a remake.
I agree.
I think you could flesh out like like the younger days of them and everything.
Yeah,
'Cause you really just have like
maybe
that
if
one
that.
montage, and that's it. I think if you do that and you like cut out some of the goofy shit in like the second half of the movie.
It's also another Pixar movie where most of the characters are human.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I think you can do all that. Like you can still keep the talking dogs and stuff, but kind of like
Yeah.
downplay them a little bit or
Well,
whatever.
I just don't think something like Lion King works because they're all animals, and you lose everything. When
Yeah.
You make them look like real animals.
They have no expression.
Yeah,
Like, there's
exactly.
no point.
But with people, you can hire like good actors and make a really good film out of it. So.
Yeah. And then you can flesh out like Russell and Carl's dynamic too. Like you can like really show more of like the found father energy of everything too.
Okay, for like remaking a movie, does it have to be in like the Disney Pixar, or is it just like any animated movie in general?
Just anything. Shit, it could be a video game for all I care. I don't know.
Never remake the SpongeBob movie, the first one. I would literally shoot someone if they remade that shit. For that same reason. I don't care about the little CGI thing. It wouldn't like I'm not even a big fan of the new like CGI
I don't
like
like it either.
blocky styles.
Yeah.
But if the fact that it's 2D animated, it has like such a clean 2003 style. Like 2003 SpongeBob
But
was
hear
like
me out.
heavily
A live action SpongeBob remake.
I've already seen the musical. That shit was ass.
Yeah, but there's no songs in it though.
There were songs now that were men.
I
We
mean,
can't go in.
There's like 2 songs.
There's
in that
like 2
movie.
or 3. So Goofy Goober.
They're all bangers though.
And now you're watching some dude in spandex and fake buck teeth dance on Broadway. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the fucking.
Okay, they would not go that far with the fucking live action SpongeBob. That,
Isn't it crazy that like the dude who played SpongeBob in the live action Broadway thing is the guy who that Ariana Grande cheated on her husband with?
Pete Davidson?
What?
She cheated on her husband?
Yeah.
I didn't know she was a cheater. That's kind of
Yeah, but the guy who played SpongeBob in the Broadway musical.
funny. not to the guy, of course.
They met on the cast of Wicked, actually.
That's how she met the nigga.
Yeah.
SpongeBob got Riz, but at the same time, really Ariana, really Grande, like your husband for real. Like I guess like just. For
Well,
me,
I mean, the guy was married too.
they're both shitty people. I just
Yeah,
like
I mean-
I'm surprised Ariana Grande was that kind of slimy. I mean, you don't want to think that of anyone.
You said it like you knew her.
No, but at the same like her whole brand image is like this cute dainty fairy girl who's like she seems even like of course her media persona was like pure and fairy like that was like her media persona.
Is it?
Yes, Sam and Cat. Just her stuff now is more like I mean yeah she does more
Say,
like
I knew back in the day when she
like she's
played,
more
like,
sultry
Cat.
now, but even then like you still don't think of her as like a home wrecker or like engaging in like infidelity. Like, until now, I would never, like, if someone would have told me that, like, just a rumor, I'd be like, you're kind of talking out your neck. Like, she'll date weird niggas like Pete Davidson, but I'm like, she probably wouldn't just cheat on somebody. But now we know.
I know you're talking about like the image and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of people saying the same thing about like Sabrina Carpenter and stuff
cheats?
recently too. No. But she has like sex as like a lot of her imagery and shit in her songs and stuff.
She's really, I haven't listened, but she's getting popular. Like, I know
Yeah.
I've seen her name a lot more.
But like the thing I've seen a lot of people saying is like, oh, she was a Disney Channel star. Why is she doing
she
all
was
this?
on Disney?
She was on Girl Meets World.
I never watched it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she was on Girl Meets World, and like people were like, "Oh my god, she was a Disney Channel star, and now she's making songs about sex and showing off
That's
her
weird.
body."
They did the
adults
same thing
now.
with Hannah
Yeah.
Montana. So I think you're stupid if you're saying you can't just be sexual now that you're an adult. No, if you're on Disney, no, like I said, she could be sultry. I don't give a fuck about her sultry.
You're not even on Disney anymore.
I was
No,
a
I'm
fucking
saying-
toddler at 1.2. It doesn't make a
Yeah.
difference. Like, what
No,
the fuck?
no, I'm saying like I don't care that like adults that were once on a kid's show do adult shit. Now I don't give a fuck. Like I
As
don't.
long as they're not still on a kid's show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As long as they're not on a kid's show doing that, it's fine. But like for me, like when it comes to like I guess like. Well, the same thing with like Starlight. I don't look at Starlight differently, but it is like ironic to like have someone play a persona like you're like because you know like you fake it till you make it. That mindset. It's like they faked something that they just inherently weren't as a person. So when you watch like the real them come out, you're like, oh, that's new. Like I didn't think she would get like face surgery or whatever she did, but I mean she's entitled to do it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But it's like when you look at the character she read and auditioned for, who would be against that. It's like, you do you, but that's just like it's a little. It's like a juxtaposition.
I don't think her character would even be against it. She'd just be against it if she was forced to.
I guess maybe.
Because she's more about like positivity and empowerment, I guess. So I mean, if she wanted to do it in the show, then you'd be like, oh wow, it's empowerment to do it or whatever.
Where's
Yeah, just be comfortable in your own skin.
But then she changed her skin.
Well, I mean,
I know what he meant. I just the way he said it.
I don't
like,
see anything
just
wrong with remaking parts of your body.
No, I
if
don't.
they can
I
be
don't really
improved.
care about plastic surgery. Like literally, like I had this conversation with KJ at Target on Black Friday. He was like, we were talking about like tits and ass, guy conversation, but to the degree of like. I forgot how it came up. He was like, "Would you like pay for your girl to get like any surgery?" Or I forget. Either I asked him that, or he asked me that. Basically, like I'm of the notion that I don't care if my girl gets like her tits and her ass. I think I will say I wouldn't pay for her to get her ass done. If she wants to get her ass done, that's her out of pocket. Because I'm
go to the gym.
Exactly. My logic is like get in the gym, but like if she wants to do some of her tits, I'm like, yeah, you can't really change that. So sure, whatever. That's not a deal breaker or like an issue to me. I do think it's weird when you get botched plastic surgery, and I would hold critiques of that. But
What
like,
do you mean?
Huh?
What kind of plastic surgery?
Botched plastic surgery, like when you see like the really weird fake tits, those look weird. I'm just gonna be
okay.
objective. Like that just looks weird.
so she's gonna come on like, ugh.
Yes.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll just like go back and fix that just immediately.
Well, I mean, you paid for it.
exactly.
so
I mean, like you just have
get a refund.
yeah, something. But like, yeah, like in general, like plastic surgery is not like an issue to me. Like I don't really care. Like if anything, maybe when I'm 45, I'll get like a hair transplant, so I look like fucking Matthew McConaughey or some shit.
I'm gonna need to. I've already been thinking about it.
It's expensive in America, but if you go to any place, like I think it's like Florida's cheap.
It's expensive, but it's not that expensive.
They're getting cheaper too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the
It's supposed to be
technology's
hair
getting
transplant
better,
surgery.
so it should be getting cheaper.
I think the operation's like $10K.
And you don't want to go out of the country for a lot of these
For
plastic
Turkey,
surgery.
I heard that it's cheap and
operations.
it's
What
pretty
is-
safe. Turkey is cheap and safe. Turkey does
not,
a lot.
Not
of,
for veneers. Like their
I don't know
dental
what
stuff is
veneer
not
is.
safe. It's when you get your teeth replaced. They rip out the teeth and they put in.
Oh
fake
no!
ones.
Specifically, I saw this dude on YouTube talk about getting a hair transplant, so I was curious.
Because
so
how they
I
do it
watched
in Turkey is that they don't rip out the teeth. They actually shave the teeth down and
What
then
the fuck?
put new ones
So
on
they
it.
just leave the root.
Yes, and it rots over time. You got to get it replaced anyway.
That's fucking dumb.
Ew.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Apparently,
Probably
Turkey's
hurts a
really
lot,
good
too.
for hair transplants. So if you ever need a transplant that's cheap, go to Turkey. Shout out to Turkey.
Cool.
I'm not going to endorse anything. I need to look into it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna endorse anything without doing proper research.
Shout
on
out to
it.
Turkey. They ended up like starting World War III or some
Heard from a
shit.
guy,
Yeah.
they do really good hair. Have you all seen Turkish barbers?
No.
No.
Dude, these guys are the funniest motherfuckers. You step in to their barbershop and you sit down, and then like you know how your normal barber. I'm gonna just demonstrate on John.
Okay.
Hold on,
Well,
make sure
like-
you speaking to the mic too.
So they'll like come up behind you, be like, "Hey man, how you doing? So can you please put your chin up?" They'll go like, "This is what Turkish barbers do. They'll just like fucking rip your
Oh
shit
my
up,
God.
like,
They-
move your shit
they-
around. Did I pop your neck?
No.
Sorry, but they would do that. You know how like your barber will tell you to like relax after you're tensed up?
Yeah.
Turkish barber will start fucking smacking you.
Oh, so you feel like you're about to pop my neck.
Relax, relax. Just like smacking them with a fucking towel and shit.
Jesus Christ. Have you ever seen African barbers when they just grab the most random like yard tools and start chopping your hair?
I've seen people make jokes about that, like fucking weed whackers and shit like that.
Yeah, they'll get like
I
a
thought it was
random meat
I thought it
cleaver
was
and just
because
start.
y'all's hair is really thick.
No, I think it's
It's just because they use whack tools.
it's because they use whack tools. Like they literally get like a sharp butcher's cleaver and like a hammer and just start fucking.
Is there a reason why?
It's for novelty. It looks cool, and it's like
looks cool.
they're playing into like the if you're broke, make something out of nothing type of mindset that people. It's a marketing thing. Like
Okay.
people have a predisposed notion of African people. So if you use cheap and unorthodox tools, it gets clicks and views. Like remember that African video where like the one short guy, then the three tall dudes, and they all do like memes. Like they'll throw a jacket down, and they'll all like try to find ways to like walk over the puddle or some shit. And then the smallest guy, he'll like.
I have absolutely no idea
I've
what the
been
fuck you're
watching way too
talking
many
about.
like African TikToks and Instagram reels.
Actually, yes, I have seen. Is
You
it
know
like
what
the
I'm
really short, stumpy
Yes,
guy?
yes,
I have
So they'll
seen
do
that.
like random, like it would be like the Three Stooges of hygiene. So they just do random shit, and like, but like they'll like make a car out of like two guys walking
Yeah.
on wheels or some shit, and it's like
Nice.
that like level of humor is like they're literally just coming up with random shit.
It's literally random equals funny.
Yes, random
Yeah.
equals funny, but like it's the idea of like they're just using like random shit they found in their environment to make it.
I haven't seen that many like foreign TikToks and stuff like
I've
that.
seen Indian guys make so many different things in like the woods. Like they'll make like fucking like they'll have like a actual like water system that they just. I mean, I know it's fake. Most of them are fake. But,
Okay,
like,
I was about to say.
Yeah, most of
sorry.
them are fake. But like they're digging shit out.
Yeah.
They're like, and I'm just like, yo.
I see a lot of videos of people dubbing their cats and dogs in Chinese.
Yes.
Wait, that's the thing. That sounds kind of.
I saw one today of this. The captions were Vietnamese, but like he was like this very stereotypically Asian farmer. He had like the rice hat and everything. He had like a little like bow staff, and then him and his dog. he pointed at something and he like stomped the ground and his like fucking bunch of crawfish came out of the ground.
What the fuck?
His dog jumps up, grabs it out of the air, and then they're both like cooking it together. Like they put it on a wok, and then he's stirring it with the bow staff, and the dog is fucking passing. Like they're passing the staff around, stirring it.
That's badass.
And then the dog is like smacking it. It's obviously super fucking CG, but like it's so over the top. I love it.
I don't know. This just sounds fucking fire though.
How do y'all feel about like all of like the deep fake? It's like all the AI generated
What do you mean, like
videos
the
stuff you see on TikTok?
Like
and
how I
stuff?
feel about it ethically, or just how I feel about it in general?
No, I just mean like in general, like with the trend of everything. Because
I saw one on Facebook. I saw one on Instagram, and it was a repost from Facebook, and it was like the little caption was like, "Bro, my aunt liked this," and it was like one of those like CG cat things where like the cat's owner died, and it became a jacked firefighter, and then it like saved some kid, and then it died in the fire, and then it like joined its grandma in heaven. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like they look
You
like
just said,
they look like AI generated photos. It's just like a slideshow, but it's like the photos moving. And it has like the sad little like meow sound effect to it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's literally that.
The song from the Barbie movie.
oh, that's the Barbie movie?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I see that and I'm like, why do people like this?
I see a lot.
But then
of
again,
them.
I just watched the entire thing. So
Yeah.
I see a lot of them of people like creating their own like little creatures and shit like that. Like I saw one the other day. It was like a fucking like a horse with the head of a dog, and it had like a fucking unicorn horn on top. And it was like a video of it walking out of the bushes and like towards the camera.
actually, I've seen edits of a horse with the head of a dog. I think it's fucking terrifying.
It is
Like that would be a hellhound.
But like everyone in the comments was like, "Wow, what is this? What is this creature? What is going on?"
Is this the new genetic splice and stuff?
There's another one that I saw going around. This is like huge on Twitter and shit like that. This had like a lot of views on there, and it was like this like dark room. They're like basically like imagine the perspective is like you walk around the corner in like this dark house, right? You have like the flash on your camera, and you look at this like bed that's kind of messy. On the bed, there's like like those fake mermaids from like all those videos back in the day. Like it has like fish skin, but
Like
it's
the
like
Animal Planet one?
yeah, so it's got like fish legs, but it's got the human arms, but the entire thing is like green or blue or whatever the fuck. It's basically just this thing like crawling across the bed and just like, I don't know, like I see stuff like that on there and I'm like, this is interesting, the fact that this exists, because this obviously could not exist without the AI shit.
Yeah.
But like the fact that people are looking at this shit and thinking it's real, because a lot of people were on there like asking if it was real and shit like that.
So, how I feel about deep fake stuff, it's cool, but it poses the same problem I've had with like AI when AI is becoming like when AI is on track to gain sentience in the next 2 years. Like we're on track to have literally like a Jarvis, fucking Zenyatta type entity that's just like, oh, but. No, like I don't know. Like it's so cool, but it freaks me out at the same time because I want to be optimistic and assume it's gonna be a Jarvis and not a fucking Terminator. And when it comes to like deep fakes and stuff like that, I was watching this Joe Rogan video. Let me see if I'm just gonna shout out the guy's name because I think this is important because I don't know who he is, but he owns a tech startup. That's what he is.
That makes
So like
sense.
he's very valuable. He works he invests in a lot of like AI people and stuff like that. And it turns out he was also getting attacked by the Biden administration because in his own words, he does do this. So I'm gonna have to take him with some bit of like credibility. Basically, this is straight about business and how we're talking about like AI and deepfakes. They want to hold on to it because it is so fucking uncontrollable. You can have Joe Biden declare acts of terror, and if someone at the fucking military base doesn't know that's fake, and he just says hit the button, what do you do? He is the commander in chief, and there's shit like that to where like
I'm surprised there hasn't been like a push to regulate it.
I'm surprised that hasn't been a thing yet.
Like there's someone saying hit the button. I'm like, I feel like because you really just have to like trust your judgment of like this can't be real because you would have to, like,
So far, you can tell.
yeah. So far it's still bad, but like at a certain point, you saw how like this election was like this was a podcast election.
I feel like some people would just call the president and be like, yo, did you say this? Nah. They hang up.
Oh, okay. He just declares war and says it wasn't him later on.
It wasn't me, bro. I didn't say anything about the Turkish community. Okay, so the guy for Joe Rogan, this is episode 2234, Mark Andreessen. He works in the tech startup, and that was basically what I think we need to do, and here's my opinion on like the deepfake stuff, is that like the same way like we have on Twitter, it's like a fact checker. You just need to have like some kind of like AI or something that will mark this as not humanly made or like humanly original, as in like this was created by a computer.
Well, they have stuff like that now, but
Teachers already do that with assignments.
Well, I don't. Well,
They can put your assignments through the AI of their own.
I
and
think
tell
more
if
of like
it's
commercial,
with
because you see how people still asking is this real, is this fake? I just think having more of like a standardized version. It's like, no, we can prove that this was generated by a computer. We can prove that a person uploaded this image to the internet, and we have a receipt for that. Because I know like all our data is stored. It's just that like. I feel like if I know they probably segregate AI data versus human data, just like giving more clarity of like what is human and what is fake is the only. I feel like that's the easiest way to solve this problem. Because I'm a fan of deepfakes. I like when fucking Moist Critical is saying like some random shit. Have you seen like the Moist Critical deepfakes he like reacted to?
I saw the one of him getting attacked by a monkey.
Yeah.
I have seen that one. Yeah,
there's
okay.
like that one. Like the room will start flooding, or he like turns Super Saiyan 3 or some shit. Those are fun because it's funny and comedic. But at the same time, like we just said, it can be used for nefarious things. And I just want like a stamp or a watermark or something.
Do y'all know how the BTK killer?
What's a BTK?
BTK just means bind, torture, kill. That's like the naming game.
Bind
itself.
and torture?
Bind, torture, and kill.
Oh, bind,
But
torture.
that's like the name police would give him because that's what we do. That's what he would do to his victims. But he got caught because he was kind of like just like stereotypical killer gets away with everything. He's gonna write the police
I'm gonna
notes
pull him
because
up
he
and
thinks
keep
he can get away
talking,
with it. He committed like 12 or something murders, and then he's sending notes and back and forth between like the police and himself, and then he sends like a note to the police, like a piece of mail. He's like, hey. Would you guys be able to like track my location if I sent y'all a flash drive?
He asked that?
Yes. And then they were like, oh no, we can't see that. So he's like, okay. And he mailed them a flash drive. And then they went into the file and they could see where he downloaded it, and it was his church. And he was like one of the administrators at his church.
Is he fucking stupid? What
He
the
asked
fuck?
the government to tell
He got
the
away
truth.
with like 10 plus murders, and then that happened.
I'll give you a quick synopsis. Dennis Lynn Rader, born March 9th, 1945, also known as the BTK, abbreviation he gave himself, Bind, Torture, Kill. It's an American serial killer who murdered at least 10 people in Wichita and Park City, Kansas, between 1974 and 1991. Although he occasionally killed or attempted to kill men and children, Rader typically targeted women. His victims were often bound, sometimes with objects from their homes, and either suffocated with a plastic bag or manually strangled with a ligature. In addition, he stole keepsakes like their underwear, driver's license, and other personal items. And when was he put to death? Life in imprisonment without the possibility of parole.
Well, yeah, that's how he got caught.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's got to be a way for them to go in like some kind of metadata that it was.
There
Yeah,
is.
especially in like 19 whatever the fuck.
The metadata.
Well, I'm saying like even with AI, like
Yeah.
that's the thing for your AI generated.
The metadata now, that is the way they check. They put like those notices on stuff like that. But I think eventually they're probably gonna like find a way around that. I don't know how, but did you see Kanye's new music video?
No.
That shit was trippy.
I think
bro.
you should watch it.
That was trippy.
Wait,
as
can
fuck.
you pull it up and let him watch it?
Yeah, I got you.
So Kanye, he made a new music video for one of his new songs. This is the song that has Miles and two of his daughters on it.
yeah, you
right?
don't. Fucking
So he made a song for his daughters basically on this one, and the entire music video is AI generated.
the entire fucking
The entire thing.
I know there's a metal band I listen to called Starset, and then nice.
Man down.
It's all AI.
Yeah, just for those listening, all he says is bomb. Like Kanye says bomb. His kids rap, and Miles is Milesing it up.
It looks like one of those edits where it's like Mario Kart if it was a medieval.
Yeah, yes,
dark.
that's
What is it?
exactly how it looks. Like it's like an AI rendering of something else, like a Fast and Furious Mad Max Mario Kart thing.
I really thought it was supposed to be fucking Bowser in one of the carts at first.
I wouldn't even be surprised. I know which
Yeah.
one you're talking about too, like the little red one or whatever.
Yeah. I'm just kind of surprised he AI'd his own kids. That's a surprising part to me.
I think, like we talked about earlier, it's just like him using the medium to show you. Because this one guy,
Are they on a Halo Warthog?
I think it's supposed to be a Cybertruck.
Yeah, those are Cybertruck.
I think it's supposed to be a
Yeah.
Cybertruck.
They look kind of boxy. But I think it's more of like with the same thing with the Joe Rogan episode. Like it's just more of like testing how far like it can actually do and what it can do. Now because like realistically, like his kids are young, they're gonna be AI like sooner. Like just realistically thinking, we're gonna be on AI. His kids most likely are gonna have like an AI Jarvis by the time they're like our age. Realistically, realistically, like if things are going at the same pace, our iPhones are gonna be their AI. I mean, AI is gonna be their iPhones.
I don't know about all that.
Because Apple's trying to implement AI right now, and they're still young.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I know
that's what I'm
that,
saying. Like,
but-
it's going to just get more and more like integrated into our daily life. So I think it's less of like, why would you do it now? Like, I mean, it's almost like inconsequential now that it's here. It's kind of like since it's here, it doesn't really matter.
The
'cause it's not
motherfucker did look like
going.
Bowser.
Right?
I missed him. Hold on.
Yeah, but I mean, the video itself is. I mean, it's a cool concept of like AI and what it can do. Because how long is the video, Darren? Like 3 minutes?
2 minutes and 31 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, for 2 minutes, like imagine like the dude in the room just typing in exactly what has to happen for the AI to make that shit.
I don't know. It's not really like nothing really happens in it.
I mean,
It's just
a
these,
prompt. It was something.
It's just these things driving around.
Give me gremlins that are humanoid driving around with Kanye's children in Cybertrucks.
Like, I mean, why would I don't know? Like, you can just make such a better music video out of stuff. I don't know. Like, I think it's just kind of lazy, to be honest.
I can understand like where you're coming from. I just think it's more of an artistic thing and not like a lazy. Because like think about it, like people called the people who do like blot paintings lazy. Like Jackson Pollock could be the laziest artist ever if you really want to get into like the semantics of what is art and what is not art.
I mean, I get that, but Kanye is not someone.
He does art. He's an artist.
He's not someone who would ever consider himself a minimalist artist. Though.
There's a good use of like AI generated images in music videos that I've seen. So there's this like metal band I listen to called Starset, and all of their songs are like very sci-fi focused. This one was called Degenerate, or you could read it as Degenerate.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a bunch of just random AI generated photos, but apparently I read that every single one was based off of a real piece of art for artists they paid, and then they just put it in AI and had AI put its own spin on it. But like most of them are just like there's one of like there's like Socrates, Mahatma Gandhi, let's see who else. There's like some king, but they're all just like dead using drugs, all of that. Like there are presidents that are like, you know, drinking lean and shit. And it's supposed to be like I think it's supposed to be a commentary on how laziness and bad habits, such as like, you know, using AI in your art taints the artist.
Similar to like drugs and stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Like there's just some of like Ben Franklin and other founding fathers using smartphones, and they just look really dumb.
I mean,
the end is actually some Wall-E type shit where there's like people polluting the planet, and you see like these Wall-E trash towers build up.
Lincoln drinking
cool.
lean
You can
seems
scroll
pretty
through it.
cool.
You see, I feel like there's a difference between using something with purpose.
Well, yeah, exactly. They're using it with a purpose.
Yeah.
It's like part of their commentary.
I feel like there's something different between using something with a purpose and doing something just because you can. And I feel like that's the difference there. I feel like Kanye did it just because he can.
Well, I mean, not to get back
He's
to
just
the
like,
semantics.
he's like, I'm just going to experiment with this new technology.
That's the
just
same thing
because
with
I
the art
can.
debate, though. It's like I feel like it's not. You can't.
I'm not going to say it's not art.
No, I don't know if it's lazy just because you're doing something. I feel like it's your idea to do whatever you want with your vision. If that's what he wanted to do, I feel like it's.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah, it's a decent expression for what it is. Like he used AI to make a 2.5 minute video of his like kids driving around some shit, and like. I mean, I guess you could say like he could have done more with the AI, but like at the same time,
I'll say it like
I mean,
this.
it is eye-catching.
yeah.
I'll say it like this personally. I do believe in death of the author and shit like that too.
What does that mean?
That's the concept that the author of something is not always right about their own creation, basically.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think that inherently the author's voice about something and their perspective on it. Here's those pictures too. Is not always the best perspective on it.
You know about Starship Troopers?
Yeah. I do remember hearing about it. Can you remind me a little bit about like what exactly it was? Because I remember like all the controversy and stuff a couple
The
months ago
original
with it.
work of fiction, you know, like you know how in Starship Troopers, like if you want to vote, you have to have military service. If you want to get anywhere in that society, you have to, you know, be in the military. They fight commie bugs and everything. The original author of that book wrote that 100% actually meaning those things.
When
then
I'm
years in-
lost. Like what do you mean?
Like just the like
The entire
doubling
point,
down on the military industrial complex kind of thing.
Okay.
the entire point of Starship Troopers is it's about like this like super like patriotic like world civilization where they're always like, fuck yeah, we're gonna go work for the military, we're gonna go fight these stupid bugs that are invading our country and like all this.
Okay,
Like that's the
okay.
entire concept is
You know
everyone is
Helldivers?
just
Yes.
It's literally Helldivers.
It's
literally
very
Helldivers.
much just Helldivers.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know, Helldivers is satirical. The author, I forgot his name, but the author of Starship Troopers 100% meant that stuff. It was written around, I think, the Vietnam War or Korean War, one of the two. But yeah, he was super just like big on hating communism, that kind of guy. The director of the movie read the book, disagreed with it, and made the movie a satire of the book. Like he basically took Starship Troopers and
Parody.
made it into a parody satire.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
like the entire concept is that like yes, these people like are out there like you know, trying to like signing up for the military to go kill these bugs, call me bugs, blah blah blah, all that shit. But it's like, oh yeah, like they're also like sentient as
The
well.
bugs, the starship bugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like because they're different, that's why they want to go kill them.
And the humans don't even know why they're fighting them. Because whenever they fight the bugs, it's always on distant worlds that are not inhabited by people.
That they're not invading them.
It kind of just seems like the society profits off of war.
The military industrial complex.
Yes.
It makes more guns, so you shoot more bugs.
That's the lore in Helldivers too. Is that they actually round up the bugs and reproduce them and then unleash them, so more Helldivers go and fight. Sorry, that sounds like Harris. Yeah, fuck the bugs. Let's go for Super Earth.
There is no parallelism to our real world politics.
I know one of the most famous ones I've seen before is that people said that King Kong is about slavery. I do remember people saying that.
Don't really like. I would have to see someone break it down to me. I've heard it. I've never watched or heard someone explain that to me. It sounds.
They say it's not what it's about, but a lot of people have interpreted it that way.
Okay.
I don't know where I stand on it, but like the basic concept is you got these people that go to an island, find an island of tribal people, take a giant monkey, bring him up in chains to America, put him on stage in front of a lot of people, and then all of a sudden, the second he quote unquote falls in love with a white woman, he's killed.
Was it when he? Okay, so I guess more of like is it when he falls in love with the white woman? Does he break out first and they try to kill him, or
he breaks out, takes her with him, climbs the building, is shot down, and then like what they say is like, oh, 'twas love that killed the beast, all that shit.
Oh, then okay, they're just jerking their own dicks. So I don't think that's about racism at all. That's just.
I've seen a lot of people saying it's about like I like the whole thing where like people like have affairs with like the wives or whatever. And
I think
then they'll kill the slave after.
I think it's like commentary on just like the idea that you're exploiting creatures that are sentient, and then
I think that's mainly what it is.
Yeah.
I think it's about exploiting lesser nations.
Lesser nations and like things that you deem less intelligent than yourself.
Yeah,
like
not lesser inherently, but people like who are viewed as
taking
lesser
advantage.
Yeah,
exactly. That's all. I was like, I can see the racism, the slavery parallel because you're taking advantage. But to say that that's what that is, I think they're almost being kind of racist, saying the monkey is a stand-in for a black person.
I agree.
2 cents. My 2 cents on that.
It just sounds like a stretch. Like sometimes the easier explanations probably the right one.
Occam's razor, whichever. Like the easiest, straightforward answer is usually the right answer.
I will say, having watched Zootopia for the first time recently, that is an awful allegory for racism.
Yeah, because even like the victims of the racism, like she was just an asshole. Spoilers for the movie. Like
she was racist against the fox.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She was just a bitch. Like
I know that was part of the point was supposed to be like her like
I'm a fox. It's in my nature to lie. Like
she's supposed to be like learning like, oh, maybe all foxes aren't that bad or whatever. That's why she has like the fox spray, and then he gets mad and they have that whole falling out or whatever in the movie or whatever. Like whatever. The entire way it's set up is just like against the whole concept of like the racism like allegory, because in this world, like the prey has a reason to be afraid of the predators.
Yes, because they can crash out and still kill you.
Yes,
that's the whole reason. Like that. That's because if you bring it to like the racial allegory, I guess what you said like the predators are like black people or like more like.
I don't know. They don't make it clear which one's supposed to be which.
Yeah, because like you could say it's the white people who are more violent and the minorities are. I
guess the predators are.
I guess it's better they didn't make that part more clear.
They probably would have gotten under a lot of flack if they try to put a racial.
Well, the predators are definitely supposed to be the minority there.
Yes,
because there are less predators and they're the ones who get like taken advantage of.
And they live in the slums, like where the panther was at or whatever.
They're like the fall guy and everything throughout the whole thing. So yeah, they definitely are the minority in that.
And then I guess if you want to be fair, black people are in the minority group, and there's a relation between black people and violence too. I'm not saying there's like a true. I'm just saying poor people are usually more violent. That's really what it comes down to, and black people are usually more poor in America.
I will say also, it's so weird that their society is segregated and stuff in the movie too.
I just forgot that you're right, because the predators do live in one spot.
The predators live in one spot. All like the mice and shit like that have their own little ghetto.
The bunnies live in one place. I think it's very cliquey. Yeah. I guess it's almost like New York, because New York is very cliquey.
I mean, it's definitely based on New York, but it just, I don't know, it feels weird. Like the way it's all set up, it just felt off to me.
What do you mean? It's that weird. Like the mice and stuff live in those like kind of communities because they have to live in smaller spaces.
Yeah,
And
they
generally,
have real
biologically speaking, they have more kids.
Oh,
So
I guess it's more
more
equity.
crowded.
I guess like
more
it's like an
crowded, yeah.
equity type of living situation. Like you're living based off of your species.
based off of your needs.
Yeah, your species, your need of your species. Because the bunnies had like more farmland, which made sense because they're more herbivore-ish.
Yeah.
And then like the only thing that didn't make sense was just what the fuck the sloth. I mean, the sloths were like the joke for like HR and like customer service.
I mean, the city part of it is kind of just like the word, like where you put the, I don't know where to put these animals. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean. I don't feel like it was really because even like the twist villain, when she's like, "Yeah, I made a drug to like prove my point that they are racist." Like, so they are violent monsters. Like, no, you literally
made them
violent monsters.
Yeah.
To just say, "Hey, we have to get rid of the
That was a
violent
really lame
monsters."
twist villain.
Yeah. Speaking of twist villains, how do y'all feel about twist villains? Because I think
They
they're
can be done right.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the movie.
well. I mean, what is a good twist villain then, in your opinion?
Syndrome is a twist villain
He is.
from Incredibles.
Yes,
They don't make it clear he's the villain until he shows up as the villain. And you're like, oh yeah, that guy.
I think because I remember him just being like that guy, and when he
Yeah.
got shunned, I wasn't surprised that he hated him. I
Well,
guess
they showed that in a flashback after he was revealed to be the
was that in
villain.
the flashback?
Yes.
Oh
Well,
shit!
the beginning of the movie
context.
was him going, "Go home, buddy. You're gonna fuck everything up."
Yeah.
And then, like, when he gets revealed as the villain, it's a flashback of him being like, "You ruined everything. I used to idolize you."
Yeah.
okay.
That's a twist villain done well.
That's a fire twist villain, too.
Yeah.
That works
That's-
so
that's
well.
the
and
best
then,
one.
and then like
One of the
okay,
best ones.
yeah, that Syndrome's a really good one.
The Flood from Halo is a twist villain.
In what way?
You don't know they exist until like halfway in, and they're like the main bad guys. They're the entire reason the Halo rings were built. And then all of a sudden, it's a war between humanity and the Covenant to the Master Chief and the Flood.
Oh damn!
And you don't even know they exist until halfway into the story. And it's
That's
like,
kinda sick.
oh shit, it's a zombie game now.
Oh, I will say, I do like the twist villain in Fallout 4.
Oh, the dad or the son.
Yeah. The entire time, and so in Fallout 4, in the very beginning of the game, you're putting like stasis, like you're putting like you're frozen
Yeah,
in an
I
ice
think I
pod.
played the beginning of Fallout 4 when you're still
So
in the
your
thing.
son is taken away from you and everything.
Yeah.
The entire time you're joining these different factions. There's like the Brotherhood of Steel. There's the Institute. There's all this other stuff too. The whole thing is like all the factions and everything are trying to go up against the Institute. Turns out like you go to this room and in the room you end up finding your son. He's like they're playing or whatever the fuck. And then all of a sudden your actual son walks around the corner and he's like in his 80s. So your actual son is the one who founded the Institute all those years ago and has been creating like robots that are taking the place of all the different people inside the wasteland and everything.
He didn't create it. He just leads it now.
Yeah. But I mean, he's the one in charge of all the shit.
He
Like
was
people
the-
getting replaced with clones. And
He
all
was
this
the
stuff all
DNA
time.
they used to make the Gen 3 synths.
Oh, really?
That was his DNA.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Like stuff like that, I think works.
I
really
think it's
well.
a good twist villain. Everybody was hating on that when the game first came out, but I actually like that.
Do you have to
twist.
kill your son?
You can. I mean, it's
You can
just a
choose to
choice.
go with him, too.
Yeah, you can choose to join him. He dies regardless because he has cancer, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Was that why he wanted you to join him so you can like?
You can take over the Institute for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you still like young? I guess compared.
I mean,
to
you're
You're
like
like
a
30s or 40s.
Yeah, 40-ish, 30-ish
okay,
year old man.
okay.
I'm
Or
trying
you
to
can
think.
download mods and become a ghoul for some reason.
I'm trying to think. I know there's other like twist villains and stuff out there.
I
just
think
can't
Big
think of
Hero
them off the
6.
top of
I
my
didn't
head.
like people.
I didn't like
shun-
that one.
I just like I couldn't really make sense of why he would want to kill his star
It
pupil
was a
who only
complete
wanted.
180 in his character.
Yeah, like you literally had this guy who just wanted to save and help people, and you have like his mentor who's so blinded by rage that he kills like one of the best things humanity could have ever had going for it.
His most prized pupil died, and he goes, "That's his mistake. He shouldn't have saved those people in the
He
fire."
went to save
Like,
you, dumbass.
Yeah.
The guy who made a health robot put his life on the line to save his mentor, and he's like, "Well, he should have done it."
He was like one of his favorite students too. You know,
Would you count Bucky as a twist villain?
from
in
Captain America?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, yeah.
Is he the twist villain?
He is the villain.
I think
is he
Shield
not?
is the twist villain.
Actually, you know what? I think
Yeah,
that's fair.
yeah,
I,
when they revealed to be Hydra.
I like
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
better.
that's-
Actually,
that's-
I think it's a better reveal. I think they
that is a
work
good
better
twist
as a
villain
twist
too.
villain
That is a good twist villain.
because you don't think about that for like fucking like 7 years up until that point. So yeah, that's actually a good point.
I didn't like the twist villain Up. He was also kind of dumb. I
think
think when I
You
Pixar
just
is-
don't even know him. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't in
Pixar
the
kind
movie.
of just has a bunch of lame twist villains.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Pete-
even call him a twist villain. He was kind of just thrown in there.
Pixar is known for the twist villains.
They are. They have-
Pete, fucking the bear.
None of them are good.
Pete the bear. The bear was
Syndrome.
scary. The bear and Syndrome are probably the scariest.
Syndrome
ones.
is like the only one I can think of. Lotso's He's just Pete again.
But he was just more.
He's scary, but he's just Pete again.
I think that's
I've already
just a
seen him.
scarier Pete. And that's I was like, no, he's about that shit. He had the monkey like rip that dude's batteries.
I
I was
like
like, nah.
Lotso too, actually.
Yeah,
I like Lotso. I just don't think he's as effective because Pete was literally in the movie right before then. It definitely
him and
diminishes
Peter
his
on
effectiveness.
different like levels of like threatening though. I mean, they're both.
I could say he's a better villain, but a better twist villain now.
Oh yes, I agree with that. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
But I like Lotso more. He's just more terrifying. He's like,
it's like a mob boss. It's a mob boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the cold, calculate. He's not strong alone, but he's so powerful because he has a group of people willing to like carry out his every action.
I feel like he has a better reasoning for being evil too than Pete did.
Yeah, actually, like he has
Pete
trauma.
just wanted to be a collectible.
Yeah.
Lotso was like,
Traumatized.
I was like forgotten and thrown away and replaced. So now I know that the only community I can have is with other toys.
I like the way he interacts with Big Baby too.
No, then that ending scene where they all thought they're gonna fucking die. I was like, yo.
Toy Story 3 is fucking. That's a 10 out of 10 movie right there.
It is.
Toy Story 3 was like honestly one
The
of
perfect
like,
ending.
Yes. And then
And now they're making a
fourth.
Toy Story 5.
The fourth one wasn't that good. It wasn't
I didn't even like
bad.
the
It just
fourth
wasn't
one.
good. It didn't like the fourth one.
The fourth one felt like a
It just-
little animated short.
Yeah,
like
it should've-
stretched out the 2 hours.
Like it felt like a mini series or something.
It's so odd, like watching it after you see the other three.
Because the thing
It
is
doesn't
like,
even like thematically fit in with the other three
Yeah.
movies at all.
Because I feel like if they are gonna make a fifth one, they have to make like a new universe because they. I feel like if they're doing like an arc thing, the first arc of Toy Story was like coming to terms with like the fact that they aren't real people and they can be replaced, and that it's not the child that matters, it's the children that matters. That was like the overall message. That children matter, that you're here to help children.
Well, in Toy Story,
not just one child.
Toy Story 4 is about learning that you can move past that and you can be your own person and stuff.
But then
too,
they
which
also
I
added this
respect.
concept like anything can become a toy. It's like if like
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
can
actually, I
cum
like that.
sock become a toy if you play with it enough?
I think it's
That's
actually
crazy. To
I
me.
think it's
Will
actually
your
a
sock
cute.
come to life if you fuck it enough?
Yes, like you like a cum sock if you love it and like start playing with a toy.
Woody,
Does it
help
gain- Was that the toilet? Have mercy on my soul.
I think it's actually a cute message that anything can be a toy like that, though.
I think it's just weird, like just like lore wise. I'm like, you're making too many
Why are you
exceptions now.
having an existential crisis over Toy Story lore?
Because the spoon
They're
was
toys that are alive.
The spoon was having questions of why it was alive. So why can't I have questions?
I mean, that's fair, but
The spoon was like, what the fuck am I?
I don't know. I didn't. I feel like I'm in the minority of people who didn't hate Toy Story 4, but like,
I just didn't like it.
no, I agree.
It's just not special, which is like
Yeah,
odd.
All
compared
the
to
Toy
other
Story
three
movies have been special. Even the second
Exactly.
one, for all his like the things that people were complaining about, was still like a solid movie.
I feel like
through
it
and
should
through.
have felt like the start of another trilogy if that's the direction they were going to go.
That's what I'm saying. They added a new
But-
concept. You have to start a
That's
new
what I'm saying. It
trilogy.
just feels like an animated short.
It felt like going from one finale to another finale immediately after, and that doesn't hit as well. And
Yes.
The thing that pisses me off about it is Toy Story 5, they're undoing the ending of Toy Story 4 anyway.
Where he goes back to kids. I thought he went with Bo Peep to join like the
Well,
toy
Woody's going
resistance.
to meet back up with Buzz and everything.
Because Buzz was the new leader of the toys, and Buzz.
Yeah,
went
so
with
Woody,
Bo.
the fifth one's about Woody coming back.
Have you seen the concept art for Toy Story 5?
No.
There's gonna in the concept art there was a semi truck that tipped over and the cargo spilled open. It was a bunch of Buzz Lightyears.
Oh,
like
that's right,
200 of them.
Yeah, that's right. They said Buzz Lightyear is going to be the villain of Toy Story 5 again. Like an army of Buzz Lightyear.
Wasn't
That's
Buzz already
awesome.
the villain in the second one? He had to fight all those other Buzzes?
Exactly. It's already been done.
He was a villain in the third one too for a bit.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah, he got mind
technically
control.
he was an antagonist in the first one. So
So it's
Buzz-
already been done 3 fucking times. They're doing it for a 4th time.
I like Buzz Lightyear.
80% of the movies have Buzz Lightyear as an antagonist. You know how fucking crazy
He's
that
like
is?
the Vegeta to Woody's Goku.
Dog, Vegeta stopped being an antagonist to Goku a long time ago. He saw that shit in the 80s.
He's like Shadow to Woody's Sonic.
No.
They're not. It's not the same kind of rivalry.
Yeah,
They
it's
only really
definitely not.
have that in the first movie, and it's because Buzz is like has Alzheimer's. He
Yeah.
doesn't know he's a toy.
And after that, they're all chill.
Yeah.
Really, it doesn't matter.
You are a toy.
Speaking of, Shadow is going to go so fucking hard in that movie.
I want
too.
that movie to be so good. When I heard the trailer and they played fucking Dreams of Absolution as like an orchestral remake, I was like, yo, that might be cooking. And for context, I've been a Sonic fan. I've been a there's like I forgot. I think you and Kiara was talking about like, the connection between like autism and Sonic. I haven't been
There is a
diagnosed.
connection. It's
So,
not-
yeah.
anyways, me and my brother have been big Sonic fans since we were kids. We've played like most of like the mainline games. We just haven't played. We played modern Sonic, not classic Sonic. Shut up. I'm judging both of you for your
I
judgmental
don't
stance.
have a problem with Sonic.
I fuck with Sonic too.
But I really liked the first one, as in like it's a kids movie. Like same reason like I enjoyed Five Nights at Freddy's. It was an enjoyable movie. The second one was enjoyable still. I fucked with it. They added some new shit. This third one though, if they don't kill this fucking little girl, I'm gonna be very upset.
Oh no, they definitely are.
They have to kill her.
My only thing that I'm concerned about is that it still has a very lighthearted tone from all the trailers. And
It does look a
everything.
little like I want to say cheesy in a bad way. It just looks too kiddie.
Well,
Sonic is still throwing out one-liners.
Yeah, it's like, this is a serious movie.
Like, it feels like it still has the same tone as the first two.
Yeah.
Which I feel like if you're going to do Shadow's backstory,
You have to be more serious.
You have to take it a little bit more seriously, or it
Yes.
just feels disrespectful.
It does, because even Sonic Adventure 2 was a little darker than like the other Sonic movies, games in general. It was like this idea that like there's this planet destroying monster that was made by the same guy who lost his daughter. He's like grief stricken. Fucking Eggman pisses on the moon and blows it up. It's like so much shit happened. It's in a kid's game, and it's like.
Yeah.
If you're just saying, "Oh, cheesy one-liner, quip, quip, quip," it's us, the trio. It just doesn't feel.
Do you know Shadow's backstory?
Sorta.
He was made by this alien creature called Black Doom with the help of Joe Robotnik.
form.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
basically, an American scientist who related to Eggman made Shadow due to like demonic powers. So he's technically super fucking strong. I think he's like stronger than Sonic on paper. And the only thing that stops him from like crashing out in the world is that he has like these 2 gold wristbands that keeps his power contained. They're like rings, how Sonic collects rings.
Yeah.
If he takes them off, he crashes out, but he can also like get hurt. I think he's way more powerful, but he's also like way more
He
unstable.
burns out like a star.
Kind of like he can just kind of fizzle out. And I don't know if he fizzles out, but he definitely isn't in control of himself anymore. He could just harm more people than good. Basically, it's like he's unstable, like a nuclear bomb. He's a walking nuclear reactor, and he was raised as a human because of Robotnik's daughter, Gerald Robotnik, not the villain, but the grandfather.
Yeah.
And so she humanized him. She was like, what, 10? And
Yeah.
then he gets fucking audited and subpoenaed by the U.S. government for, making weapons of mass destruction, as one does.
Yeah.
And they break in, and then they wouldn't have killed his daughter because they wanted to capture Shadow. I don't know if she put him in cryo sleep or she did something where, like, they couldn't get him.
Yeah.
And so she hits the button, they shoot her, and the last thing Shadow sees before he's put in like a 50, 70-year sleep is the only girl he ever called a
best
friend
friend.
get
Yeah.
her blood sprayed on his chamber, and then he's now frozen. And so he just comes back and he's ready to crash out on every like living thing that ever hurt him.
Yeah.
Shadow's such a sick character.
Like, that's such a cool backstory for a
Yeah.
random Sonic character.
I think people forget that Sonic actually has like such fucking fire characters.
And that's really, like, Sonic has interesting lore. Like, as silly as it
Yeah.
sounds, like, Mobius as a planet is, like, it does a lot. Like, I watched all the animated shows of Sonic. I've watched Sonic Underground. I've watched the Adventure of Sonic the Hedgehog with fucking the chicken robot and the little drill thing. I forget.
Goat.
Yeah, I've
Bingus,
seen...
goat.
Yeah, Bingus. I've seen the
Have you
one
ever
where,
looked
like...
up your Sonic persona?
No, I haven't.
Like, look up your name plus the hedgehog.
Okay.
Oh, I I have done that.
I don't want to see now.
Alphonso
Let's see Alphonso the hedgehog.
Oh, please be good.
Wait, is it bad?
How does it look? I gotta see this. Hold up.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yo.
Dude, that's totally you.
Oh, it's so gross.
Oh my god, what is he holding?
I don't know. It better
Is
not
that
be a-
perfume?
I thought it was a beer for a second.
I thought it was a Corona.
Is that cologne?
Oh my god, that
Keep
is
scrolling.
cologne. It's so
There's multiple
suave. Oh my
ones.
god.
Yeah, why is Alphonso the Hedgehog rizzing me up?
I'm not a fan.
Oh, he's got the right arms though.
Hold up, can you look up the other two?
Alfonso the wolf bat. That's fire.
God.
That looks like you. What? This is more fitting.
Oh yeah, it's definitely him.
Oh. You guys think you're a real bunch of comedians, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, this is cool.
Oh yeah.
What's John the Hedgehog? Why does it look so dapper? That looks like his brother, fucking Manic.
They're all just so edgy.
Oh yeah.
Sonic Underground was probably my favorite one, though, if I'm being honest. Sonic Underground.
The OST goes hard.
Sonic Underground. Fire.
This one looks like John.
I just fuck with Sonic Adventure. Oh brother.
John
It just looks like the character.
It just looks like fucking, yeah, they just made a Sonic. What was the game? Sonic
Dude, he's
Forces?
Jewish?
Yeah.
That made you
They made me Jewish.
Yamaka the Hedgehog?
Why did they make me Jewish?
John's a Jewish name.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in the Torah.
It's in the Torah.
It's J-O-H-N.
Oh, dude, I'm fire, dude.
Yo.
Why is
I look like
Darren
a
the
fucking-
best looking hedgehog?
I look like
of
a
all?
fucking Yu-Gi-Oh character. It's not even the only one. This is like the Darren the Hedgehog.
Holy shit.
There's like 3 different artworks of the same character on here. Dude, 4.
Yo.
This is
Okay,
canon.
so canonically, Darren has the best hedgehog out of
Apparently.
all three. Yeah.
He's just like Super Shadow.
A fucking Yu-Gi-Oh character.
God damn.
Kind of shafted. So kind of getting off the topic, but back on the line of like, would you guys like want to like be in any remake? It doesn't have to be the ones you listed earlier, but would you want to just be part of a movie that you
I
like?
would love to be in like a Halo movie as like a little Marine just running around.
I just want to be in a movie. Period. That just sounds fun.
You don't have any specific movie you'd want to be in, like a
I love
Marvel
Master
movie or
Chief to
something?
like
Be in a
tell
movie,
me to
okay.
run over there. Be like, sorry, just run over there. And I turn around, there's a sticky grenade on my back.
I think if I was gonna be in any movie, I'd want it to be in like I wanted to be in a Jumanji. I wanted to be in like a comical movie, something that's like kind of like parody. I wouldn't want to be in the Minecraft movie, but I'll be in something that's like Jumanji-esque, where like they're not taking themselves too seriously, but it's still like wacky and zany.
I mean, give me a job, I'll do it. No,
John's like, I'm just want to be in a movie, bro.
I mean, it could be an action movie. I could be a soldier in something.
Would you want to be in a
Master Chief.
I could be a
rom-com?
comedian.
Would you want to be in a rom-com?
I'll be the cameraman in a porn. I don't give a fuck. I'll do whatever. Just give me a job.
Just the cameraman.
Just give me money. I don't give a fuck. I'll be the cleanup crew. I don't give a fuck. I'll do whatever it takes.
Nasty work. I wonder how much you get paid as a porn star.
Just let me work on the fucking lights. Let me be the catering. I just want to be on a movie set. I don't give a
Catering.
fuck.
This dude with his dick out. You just hand him a donut. I've seen that before. Like this guy, it was a camera guy. It was a porn
Why have you
shoot.
seen this?
It was a clip.
Master Chief, your coffee,
Like
sir.
this dude was banging this one girl, right? And the camera guy was holding it, and he had like a donut. And then like the guy like looked at him, and the guy with the donut just handed him the donut. And he ate the donut and went back to fucking
God.
I don't know if they got that part, because they usually shoot POV, so the guy's head is not in frame. But like, that was funny to me.
That's funny.
Looking at all that Sonic fan art, I can't help but think that one day we're gonna start getting fan art on the show.
I can only imagine what parodied versions of ourselves they would like come up
I was
with.
gonna say, so there's 3 of us here.
Yeah.
If there was ship art of us, which pair would it be, or do you think it'd be all 3 of us?
You can't do ship art with 3 people. I don't think that
Darfonzo.
works.
Dorfons. Jaren. God, that's awful.
Dude, okay, how do y'all feel about shipping in general?
I was actually talking to Kiara about this earlier. I was like, I don't care about shipping. I think shipping's whatever. I have
It wouldn't be a
ships.
fandom without it.
I have
Yes.
ships for shows and stuff like that. But it's another thing if you make the ship your fandom. That's when it's a problem to me.
So like if you're mad that Harry didn't get with Hermione type
Okay.
shit.
we were looking through TikTok earlier. My Hero just had its last volume come out this week. So in it, Deku and Ochako, they end up together at the end.
They
right?
do end up together.
They do end up together. But Kiara was watching this TikTok, and it was this girl breaking down crying. Like, she was in tears on the ground, like screaming, crying, because her Deku Bakugo ship was just decanonized. Like, stuff like that. Like, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on, we're adults here.
Like, I mean, just in general, like, if your profile picture, if your name online, like, if it's just like the ship name for a character, like, come on. You know what I mean?
It's my dog.
Yeah.
Probably someone's here. She's an alarm barker. So whenever there's a new presence, she has to let you know. Okay, guys. So as you know, we're the Scat Cast. We've been running for this is episode 40 now, right?
This is episode 40.
We've been running for 40 episodes. We've been dedicated to serving you guys great content every week, every Wednesday for the past 8 or 9 months.
Why?
And so, with that, we just want to say thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate you guys supporting us. And
We're wrapping up.
we're doing. We just never clued Darren in. So we're trying to add like mid reels now. So we will do like little
I thought we were
shout
gonna
outs.
like record it later. I didn't think it was gonna start.
Wait, what are we
it in the
doing?
middle
We
of
got
the
an
episode.
ad?
We're gonna do it like later. We can just do
No.
it now. Just
He's
drop
saying
it in
he
the
wants to
middle.
shout out the last episode in this one.
Well, more just shout out our content, like a little mid reel. Just say, hey guys, you want to support us? Buy us a cup of coffee, do some shit. Spoil us
So
a
let's
bit.
do it in post.
We don't have a donation link. What do you mean buy us a cup
We
of coffee?
should have a donation.
Should
Why
not have a
should we?
donation link.
Why not? You don't want things.
Don't forget to tip your local podcasters.
Yeah, why the fuck would we have a donation link?
I think it would be cool. It's like people have PO
If we were to
boxes.
do something like that, I'd rather be a Patreon where we can actually give people exclusive content they pay for.
I'll have a donation link after we make actual money off of the podcast. There's no point in doing it before we make money.
I know, episode 40, 9 months in. I'm gonna need to steal $1 soon.
Where was I? It's on like the Deku like shipping and shit.
Yes, shipping.
I just think it's weird to make like a ship your whole personality, just in general.
I think it's fine to ship because like I'll go
Like I
on
said,
record.
shipping in general is fine, but if that's all you talk about, and you're just in a fandom for a ship.
I think once you start writing fanfic and you make like, what's the longest fanfic ever written? It's like My Little Pony, I think.
Smash Bros fanfic, actually.
Smash Bros fanfic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like longer than the Bible. I think once you get to that point, it's a problem.
It's a creative outlet.
Yeah, it's cool. What's wrong with that?
I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a fandom if there's no weird people in it.
Yeah.
You know?
You need your freaks.
You do need freaks.
Yeah.
That's
And
just
somebody
cool.
to laugh at.
What? You're telling me you wouldn't read that?
No,
Why?
it's too long.
I just think
and
it's
I'm
cool
not
that it
interested.
exists.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. For the novelty that there's actually something longer than the Bible that actually exists.
Well, I
in
mean, like,
human-
just in general, like, fandoms and weird stories. I don't know.
I think that people in a fandom who are able to create stuff for that fandom are like the best aspect of it.
I'm not knocking the
Like having, like,
creativity.
creative
I'm knocking the cringeness of it. I'm not. No, you can be creative as fucking anything.
Why
That's
is
what I'm
that
saying.
cringe?
You need people to be there to make fun of them.
I just think that there's a certain line between creative and cringe, and when you start making cringe shit is when I like start to like.
Why is writing something cringe just because it's
not
long?
the act of writing. It's the fact that he cared so much about this thing that he now overtook the Bible. That to me is
I don't think that's cringe. I think it's cringe when you start talking about them, like, sticking each other's tongues in their mouths and, like,
you don't
rubbing tits together and stuff.
For how
That's
long
cringe.
that book was, you don't think there was any of that in there?
There's
I mean,
not.
There's not.
No.
So what is it
it's
actually
like
about?
a Smash Bros. Story.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's,
yeah,
it's
that's
literally
cool.
just giving a story to the games and they flesh it out.
Oh,
And, like,
I
go to,
thought
like,
it was
the
more
worlds and
like,
shit.
okay, from my interpretation, I thought
You
it was
thought it
like
was just
smut.
gay
I
sex
thought
the
it was
entire
smut. I thought it
time?
was smash smut. I literally thought it was like a Bible's worth of
You
smash
thought it was
smut.
6 million words of Mario
smash
fucking Kirby
smut.
in the ass?
No, not just Kirby, the
I'd be
entire
surprised.
roster.
You thought Captain Falcon was Falcon fisting Olimar the entire
Yes.
time? Like, what the?
Yes.
Why is
a
that what
hun-
you? So you hear the word fan fiction, you just
I-
assume raw dog.
No.
Yes.
I didn't just assume raw dog.
There is a connotation with it.
I don't know.
There's certain implication of fan fiction. I just
If
know,
I hear that something is 7 million pages long, I
I'm
cannot
assuming
imagine.
there's some fucking. I'm assuming there's some fucking.
There's got to be some fucking. In there.
There's
I
some
mean,
fucking. Can you say there's not any fucking?
I haven't read the whole thing. I don't know. I've
So
read
you don't
like,
even know if there's sex.
I read like 2 pages of it. Okay.
There's probably some fucking in the 6 million words. There's a bit of like sexual
Probably
tension.
some tension.
A little bit of sex, a little bit of fucking is okay. But
I think there's a line though. That's all I'm
What's
saying.
the line? What percentage of it is okay?
Do you know what makes smut versus like just saying like it's risque?
Probably anything explicit.
No, I'll make sure I get this right. I'm gonna search up the definition of smut so I can like
Probably
make sure I'm
probably
saying
the
this
second
right.
you say like penis or vagina or
When you start naming like the anatomical arcade. Oh, smit. I put in smit, not smut. And just for fun, it's the archaic version of smite. So smut, it's not a fungal disease. What the fuck? Obscene
in this
or
household.
lascivious?
Lascivious.
Lascivious. Laviscus?
lusk.
Lascivious?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Okay, obscene or lascivious talk. What the fuck does lascivious mean? Because I mean, it basically it's like synonym for porn.
Or
Dirty talk.
lustful.
Feeling or revealing an overt and often offensive sexual sexual
It's
desire.
probably just like characters dirty talking to each other.
But it's like it's offensive to where it's like, oh my god,
It has to be explicit. Yeah. That's the way
Yeah.
I'm taking it. Is it has to be explicit.
So like Captain Falcon fisting like, and then like Omar's hole is just going whoop 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 whoop. You know that's fucking smut.
I didn't need you to put that in my head, dude.
This is what he thinks
You
about.
described the motion of his hand. You're no better than them. Like,
I have look to critique something. You have to understand it. You don't think Gordon
You're
Ramsay?
not even critiquing anything. You made up something to critique. You wrote your own thing that you're critiquing.
I was literally playing off of the smut example you gave me earlier, and it's expanding on it to define what smut is and why I'm against smut and why I'm not for it in reading it. For that visual anecdote I gave you, that's why I'm
It
against.
sounds
smut.
like I'm hearing nothing, but you are into it. You're just hiding it. I don't know.
I did listen to smut for a while with my ex. It was the funniest shit ever because she hated it. It was so funny. Like I would listen to like shit about like Shrek having like weird gay sex with like Mario and stuff like that. Weird meaning like the way it was smut as in like it was just the weird wording. Like they had like Oxford level like dictionary wording. Like how they would like describe sexual acts was in such like a vernacularly like eloquent way. But he was just talking about straight up, just like
just say it straight. Why you gotta be so extra with it? I love the Minecraft short where like Steve just grabs his ass and goes, "You blew up my house. Now I'm gonna blow up your prostate." Like,
and the creeper's like, "No," he's like, "Give me that."
that shit is so violent.
Yeah. I felt so bad for him.
He like beat him up too.
Yeah, I felt so bad for that creeper. He got assaulted.
Yeah, he went
got
under a waterfall
violently
and started
assaulted.
crying.
How do y'all feel about the Rick and Morty scene where Morty meets Mr. Jellybean? Because that was like kind of the same thing.
That's real for a lot of people.
It's sad.
Yeah. I'm glad that he got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He killed him, didn't he?
No, I think he just got
Beat him up really bad.
Because if he would have killed him, he was like, he had a position of power. So it just
No,
looked
Rick
really
went
bad.
back and killed him.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
He went back. I thought he like let
Morty
him-
just beat the shit out of him. And then he turned out to be the king or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Morty whispered something to Rick, and then Rick gave him a really dirty look and shot him with a gun, and they left.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Rick cares about him.
Yeah.
Enough.
cute.
Dude, speaking of which, like, the only Rick and Morty episode that I can 100% say was like the best of the newest season. I know you haven't seen it yet, but it was definitely the one where like they fall. Have you heard about the hole? Like they fall into like this scary haunted hole in Denny's.
I've heard of it. I don't know anything
In
about it.
Denny's?
Yeah, they go to Denny's and they go to like this haunting hole and like they meet Satan or whatever. But like it's really cool because the concept is like, for what stood out to me and what I like, because we've been talking about remakes, they kind of remade Rick's trauma in like a different way. Because, do you care about spoilers for this part? Kind of. Okay, I'll just dance around it. Basically, like we always knew about Rick and Morty's dynamic, but you've never understood like how much of like Rick really just needed a replacement for his wife. Morty was like a symbolic replacement for his wife, that companionship, and they really play on that with that episode. I was just like, fucking yo, it was really well done because they play off of everyone's fears.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna get sad.
it was a little depressed. It was like what's that like? It was like a melancholic depression. Like, you know how when you finish a movie and like the main character dies, but they died sacrificing themselves to where like you're like, damn, the person I really liked is gone.
Yeah.
But like the impact of what they left behind was like so much greater than them that you kind of like, there's like a bittersweet feeling towards you. Like they did it type shit. And I want to say that somewhere along the line, this podcast can be that. Kind of like this like end all of like these guys really just hopped from a garage to a studio to whatever, and like they're, you know, you got something from the Scat Cast. You didn't just get brain rot for like an hour and a half.
I could die next week and people would be like, yeah, this were his thoughts. This is his archive of his life.
Literally, you've cataloged for like 40 episodes. Like this is like a video essay or some shit like that.
There's almost 100 hours of Darren talk online now.
Yeah, so like especially for like if you ever like have kids, like they just know what you were like at 20. I think that's such a cool like little like tip. It's like this is gonna be internet forever. So like I like instead of being old with dementia or whatever I get when I'm old, they'll be like, "What was Grandpa like?" And they'll start me talking about dicks and fucking fisting assholes.
Imagine we're in the hospital with like Alzheimer's dementia, and then our grandkids put on the Scat Cast. You're like, "Oh, these guys are pretty funny."
I would love that so much.
That would be fucking awesome. Oh my god! Imagine like a sad like future where like we've all like grown apart or something like years down the road, and then one of us turns on the Scat Cast and we like just we see like each other
like,
young again.
It's like 2 a.m. in the morning. We got a beer in our hand, and like all of our lights in the kitchen. We just have it on our TV. We're just like, that's what it was like.
Yeah. Just looking back on the good old days.
Yeah, the glory days of your youth. I mean, you have to enjoy your 20s. Like, just to get into like this idea of just like remaking. Like, I feel like as a parent, your child is a remake. The child is a remake of all your past fuck ups and failures. That's what a child is. And to some degree, we all kind of want to remake ourselves, and we want to remake the lives better for the future generations. Is it preceding, or am I thinking? I'm probably using the wrong word.
Following.
Following us. And so I guess more of like a more introspective way to talk to you guys is like, how would you guys want to remake the lives you live right now? Like if you guys had, like, not so you don't have the chance because you always have the chance, but like what are some things you want to see that change in the next, like not the goals, but like what would you just want to change? Like if you could do like some like director editorial shit, what was just some things in your life that I want to take this out, I want to add this, I want to have my girlfriend be Zendaya, I want my fucking best friend to be Donkey from Shrek.
Fatter ass, bigger quads, bigger chest, bigger arms, make me 6 foot.
No, I'm not hating. That's they got knee replacement surgery, so they can probably.
I fucking hate those memes so much. Those are so dumb. Oh my
They can't run anymore.
Out of nowhere, I opened up Instagram one day and all I saw were knee surgery memes and chill guy memes. I mean, this is the most unfunny shit I've ever seen.
The chill guy should be getting me sometimes.
I was like pretty productive. I just turned off Instagram and like went to go do literally anything else after I kept getting those.
Jesus Christ.
I'd probably make myself like an inch taller.
Fuck you, John. I hate you so much. What kind of shit? You know, man. I just maybe like another inch.
Maybe an inch and a half. I don't know.
The John remake. I mean, I would recast myself as Ryan Gosling.
That'd be awesome. I'd love that.
Would he
Like-
still be Asian? Would he have to like act Asian?
No, I'd just be Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I hope Ryan Gosling is still out there. Like, we go to the movies, like, dude, that guy's handsome as fuck.
If I was gonna remake my life, would I add more trauma or less trauma? I'm kind of thinking how like Will was thinking from that episode. Like, would more trauma make me like even like?
You should be like Kang, go back in time and make your younger self more and more miserable, and like it keeps repeating in a cycle till you're just like the most evil person imaginable.
That's what he did? I
Or
thought
the
he-
strongest.
I was like, I thought he was doing that to like make him so stronger.
the more struggles you face, the harder and more badass you'll come out on the other
Yes,
side.
I would
Kang
literally like.
thought.
Yeah.
I would literally like get my younger self addicted to crack at like 6, and then like throw
I
them.
think you're just gonna kill your younger self at this rate, to be honest.
I'll get my parents addicted to crack, and I grow up being.
You're gonna ruin their lives too. Holy shit, you're an awful person.
Yeah.
The struggle. It's a remake. Because imagine.
He said if I could remake my life, I would just ruin my parents' lives.
Only
I
hot
would get
takes.
my parents addicted to
Only
crack.
hot takes on the Scat Cast.
If I was gonna remake my life, I would have to make the struggle worth it. So I would have to know that like having less than what I have right now would give me more than what I have in the foreseeable future.
How would you
I
like
wouldn't go back in time and buy Bitcoin or buy some stocks in Nvidia. No, I would get my parents addicted to crack.
Because having less means that you only can get more. Put that on a shirt.
No. I don't think it's profound. He's just saying shit, to
Well,
be honest.
Socrates believed in that.
Having less means you can only get more.
Yes,
No.
that's literally.
You can just die.
I mean,
You can always have worse shit.
okay, yeah, then you don't have anything to gain if you're dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean-
But I mean, like, if you're like dirt poor, then I mean, like a fucking.
he wanted to get his parents addicted to crack.
I would
Peapod
be dirt
is, like,
poor because they would have
something.
spent all my money on crack. All the child, not child support, but the child like caring money would have been spent on crack.
They'd probably sell you to some cartel member.
Sell our kids, we can buy more crack.
There's been like at least 1 or 2 cases of like women who've been like really strung out on drugs. They're trying to sell their babies.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm like.
That's why I said
damn.
that. It happens.
I'm just like, what? As a dealer, do you just like imagine like she doesn't tell you she's gonna sell you her baby ahead of time? So like,
He's
you
just like-
give her the drugs and she just drops this fucking infant on you.
He's like, I mean, I guess I'll take this. Like, I don't know what the fuck else to do with it.
Oh, dude, a new mule.
Think how much fucking meth I can stuff in this thing.
It's so fucking awful.
That's how they think. That's why they buy kids.
Yeah.
I thought they bought kids for other reasons.
I mean,
but-
there are, but they can also be mules.
Yeah, maybe me being a mule would have taught me about the drug trade and how awful like the lowest rung of
As
humanity.
if you didn't see your own mom being addicted to crack was worse enough for you to realize how bad drugs were. As if
I
like,
would've
just
assumed that it
knowing,
was
just
her
knowing
fault.
how bad, like,
As a child, you would assume that.
as if you don't already know that. What are you talking about?
As a child, I would assume that if my parents doing drugs just means that they hate
Why
me.
does a child need to understand that? You're an adult and you know that drugs are bad. Why would you go back in time just to reinforce that in the younger self of you? That doesn't make any fucking
Because
sense.
then I would have had a more firm stance on whatever I would have believed and been a stronger man.
just have a
because of
firmer
it.
stance now. What are you talking
It's
about?
not the same. You need the character development to build up your foundation.
If you
So,
think
okay.
that way, you can just think that way.
So if you went back in time and did that, where the fuck would you be right now that's any different? You'd be living in a
I would
hole.
be a CEO getting my dick sucked every night. It would be bad bitches on 24/7 rotation. I'd have a fucking naked swan statue of me made out of ice. Like, I would be bawling.
You'd have a needle in your arm.
you might have hepatitis A, B, and C.
AIDS,
That too.
Nah.
gingivitis. You'd be missing at least 13 teeth.
Nah. I think that's all just...
You definitely need a hair
incorrect.
transplant. You wouldn't have glasses. Your eyes would be fucked. You'd probably sell an eye for some drugs, too.
Might be blind.
You'd have so many scratches on your face. Not even from your hand. You just fell down a couple hills.
Probably.
Probably in prison for trying to bite some guy's face off.
Oh, his holes would be
We
used.
gonna take his face off
His holes.
to buy more crack.
No, bro, they'd have a field day with you in prison.
Invest in crack cocaine, guys. Shut up and bend over.
I think that soap over there needs to be picked up.
It's been 40 episodes of the Scat Cast. That's kind of crazy.
No, it's a really big milestone because 40 episodes of
And we will
anything
make
is a
40
lot.
more.
Only 40?
More than 40.
Okay, I was going to say.
At least 40 more.
How many episodes did Alphonso say that Joe Rogan had at this point? 2,253 or some shit like that?
Yes.
We'll catch up.
We could easily like double that, triple that, quadruple it even. Like I think we can.
Oh,
honestly,
boys, double time.
I think we can easily get to like the first 5-digit podcast episode count. Like 10,000.
Oh, 10. I was like, I mean, how many years is that? Because how long has Joe Rogan been doing this shit for?
I mean, assuming they go up weekly.
That'd take a long time. That'd probably be like 100 years.
I think we'd be dead before we hit 10K.
I don't
know how many weeks that is.
There's 52 weeks in a year.
Okay. Can you crunch the numbers? I don't have a calculator.
Yeah,
I
10,000.
I think it's the part we did know.
Okay. So you said 10,000?
Yeah.
Just divide by 52.
If you can live for 192 years, well, 193 years, then yes, we could do 10,000.
We won't even get to 500. 5,000, I mean.
Yeah, we won't. Yeah, we wouldn't even make it. What is the actual max?
No, that means we just gotta speed up production a little
Yeah,
bit.
we gotta.
Yeah, because Joe Rogan does his like semi. He does like 2 or 3
He has
a
like
week.
2 or 3 a week.
Yeah.
We can do that. We got this.
I mean, y'all can.
No,
I guess
Darren's
y'all-
like, I have all
I guess
life.
y'all will see me every 3rd episode. No.
No, Darren. It's okay. We'll start that after we reach the 100 episode count, of course. You know, later down the road.
Yeah, we have to do something special for episode 100. We're almost halfway there.
Give us a recommendation at scat.cast on Instagram. You can DM us.
Yes.
You can also just leave us a comment on the YouTube video
Yeah,
and stuff
just
as
tell us
well.
what you
That
think,
too.
your thoughts, your questions, your feelings. You know what? Question for the audience. What movie you guys want to remake if you're listening or
Game.
Or game. More
Yeah.
movie for me.
And what are your least favorite remakes? Because there's some out there that are fucking awful. I can tell you that right
Let
now.
us know your thoughts because we're so liberal in giving ours.
Yeah,
We're very opinionated people.
you too much so. I can't lie.
At least y'all
Ah,
are. But yeah, that's our Instagram. You can check us out on TikTok at scat.clips. And then, yeah, YouTube. I just Scatcast.
Upload episodes every Wednesday. We'll be here in the morning by the time you wake up. Yeah, make us a part of your weekly routine. I mean, why not? I mean, if you haven't gone back through, we've got like fucking 20 episodes here on YouTube at this point.
Yeah.
Make sure to subscribe and everything. I mean, we're also on Spotify, Amazon Music, SoundCloud, of course, too. Basically all the big stuff. I mean, from there, I mean, yeah, just check us out, stick in with everything.
Keep calm and
And-
scat on, brother.
That's what I always
That's
say.
awesome. That's awesome. We should coin that.
Put that on the t-shirt.
You know what else I say? List now, sell anywhere with Cell Raise.
I thought we were going to do that in the mid-reel thing he was talking about.
Oh, I don't know. See, you do that.
Just take it from a previous episode.
All right. Is there anything else y'all wanted to add?
No, but I do have a problem, guys.
What's your problem?
So we have this pool table in the living room, right? And there's just a lot going on. We tried buying some screws. It needs a lot of repairs, but I think it would just be easier just to sell it.
We're going to do this during the mid-reel.
We literally just had this conversation, dude.
Oh, that's the mid-reel?
Did you not just hear the conversation we had 10 seconds ago?
I think like part of my brain.
I was like, is this going
Where the fuck were you?
I think my brain just like disassociated for like a solid 10. I like.
Oh, is this becoming a Celery's ad again?
Yeah, like literally right after.
My fault.
Keep this in the final version.
I don't know. I think I have
Alright.
like a stroke or some shit.
All right, I think Alfonso needs to get his ass to sleep.
Yeah, it's getting kind of late, dog.
All right. Well, I appreciate y'all for listening, watching, however y'all chose to consume this episode, our little consumers. Happy 40th episode of the Scat Cast, and we will see y'all next week.